Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today, my special guest is David Goppelt.
How's it
And
going, y'all?
yeah, David comes to us from Louisiana, and he's our new intern. He started in December. And David, can you just tell a little bit about yourself and maybe just a little brief about your past history?
Sure. I didn't come from a farming background. My dad was a chemical engineer, and during the '08 recession, he was out of work for a year and a half. And that was when me and my family started to look at doing more homesteading things. And all through high school, in the afternoons, I would just go outside and grow vegetables. Then I got hooked on reading books by Greg Judy and Joel Salatin about how we can actually improve the farm landscape with animals. Previously to that, I was on the road to become a vegan because I thought that animals were destroying the planet. Once I figured out that mismanagement was the problem, I got excited about the idea of regenerating the landscape. Out of high school, I was a tractor and forklift mechanic for a few years. I interned on a farm just to learn a few things, and then I started raising pastured broilers just at home, a couple thousand a year, just to kind of get my skin in the game.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I was really only on a few acres, and I wasn't getting all the life experience or the skills I wanted, and so I looked at interning at Polyface, tried there, didn't make the cut, and then I worked on a farm in North Louisiana where I'd interned previously for a couple years, and I just did a lot of pastured poultry and pork production. I enjoyed it, but I was still on my own, and I really wasn't learning. They didn't really do rotational. They did a little bit of rotational grazing, but they really weren't being conscientious about it. And I was completely isolated. COVID hit, and I would spend whole days just on my own. So I tried out for Polyface again, hoping to get some people experience, made the cut, went there this past summer, and learned a little bit about grazing, but told myself I knew that whatever I did, grazing was going to be the cornerstone. It was centerpiece of what I had to do, because if you don't know how to graze and manage livestock, regenerating the landscapes, it's very difficult, because grassland is the key to building soil health and making a better planet. So Greg Judy was my next pick. I said, man, if I could go to Greg Judy's, that would be awesome. And here I am now this December, and I'm thrilled to be here.
Well, David, we're Jan and I and Connor and Isaac, we're tickled to have you, and we brought you in for an interview. That was I guess it was October, and we were all very impressed with you, and just really, you're a well-grounded young man, and we just thought this is the kind of guy that would fit in well at Green Pastures Farm.
I feel at home here.
Well, we feel like you're part of the family, and we try and treat people like that so that they fit in and feel like part of the family. So we're just so happy to have you here, and you're getting pretty good grounding. I mean, you've been doing a lot of moving livestock and the cattle, and doing a little bit of. We did some marketing this morning. David and I were by ourselves, and those two ram lambs up there. David got behind them. We had a lane built going into that corral over there, and we moved the whole mob of sheep and the guard dogs, everything. I was in front doing sheep, and David was behind them, and we walked the whole flock in there and sorted out those two rams. Those would be the last two that we sell this year. All that other batch was sold in about 2 days, well, less than that, about a day. And so those of you all that are getting a little bit antsy about not getting some breeding stock, that's all going to start in January, which is not that far away. So we'll be doing a video on ewe lambs and ram lambs and how we do that and how we take deposits and different things like that. So that'll all be coming up in January. You want to watch that on our website, greenpasturesfarm.net. But back to David here. David, you've been in and out a few places, and I know when you walked into the cow herd the first couple of times, you were kind of blown away with how gentle they are.
Yeah.
And the size of them, and the slick hair coats and stuff like that. But a lot of that's just they're adapted to their environment.
Yeah, they're amazing animals. I mean, they're so friendly. I mean, depends on the animal. They're very respectful of you.
Even the bulls.
I've never seen a herd. Even the bulls. Yeah, I've never seen a herd that well behaved and in that good condition, and in the really wintertime now. I mean,
Yeah,
we're just
it's almost
doing-
January.
Yeah, I mean it's next year. I mean, it's gonna be 2022 before we blink. And I mean, just fantastic animals, and it's an amazing work environment too.
Yeah,
It just you really enjoy getting up in the morning when you know that you're going to go out there and not just take care of something, but take care of something and it enjoys what it's in.
that's right.
It's having
They're happy to see you in the morning.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are just. It's a lot of fun.
It's a little different than a feedlot system, you know, where the animals know they're not going to get out of that
The
area.
difference between night and day, man.
Yeah, I mean they're clean. You and I were talking this morning. David and I are holding down the farm. Isaac took off for home for Christmas vacation, and Connor is in Tennessee for vacation. Connor will be back later this week, but so is David and I. If we need help, we can always incorporate Jan.
Yep, that's right.
But we're holding down the fort. But one of the things that we noticed this morning was on the cows. We went to move them over there. Every single cow, their hair coats from the hoof all the way to the top of their back. There was no mud, no dirt, no manure, they're just clean.
They're clean. They're happy, and yeah, I mean, they're the way they should be.
Well,
They're the way they
and
should be.
you know, I was giving you a little education this morning on the importance of keeping your animal fur mud proof. In other words, you don't want any mud on it in the wintertime. And why don't you want that, David?
Well, there's really several reasons, but I mean, from an economic standpoint, you're going to waste a lot of hay. If the animal's wet, it's burning more calories, and it's going to cost you more feed. On top of that, I mean, the condition of the animal and the quality of it, it's going to suffer. It's going to be miserable. It's going to be more susceptible to
Diseases.
and just, yeah, it's
Yep.
not going to do as well.
Mud, just remember this, folks, for those y'all that don't have any livestock or you're just getting started, mud, just every time it will bring disease. If you keep your animals in mud, just keep them in mud all the time, and they're always muddy, you're going to have parasites, you're going to have all kinds of health issues, pneumonia, you know, you name it, you're going to have it. And keep them out of mud. These sheep have been on this is their third time around on this paddock. I mean, David, does it look like we're out of grass?
Oh man, look at all the forage. I mean, you can hide your hand. I don't know if you can't even count my fingers. How many fingers am I holding up?
I can't see your hand. There you go.
Yeah,
I
I mean,
see it. Yep.
I mean, there's so much forage here. It's covered. It's protected.
And it's
A lot
been
of
about
fescue.
30 days, you know, since we've been here, and it's all cleaned off. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really. I mean, you wouldn't even have known they'd been here. Well, I mean, you see a little manure, but it's all dried out.
That's old manure.
Yeah.
So, and all the sheep are grazing. They're just pig fat. You know,
Nobody's complaining.
nobody's complaining.
Good sign.
Yep. So yeah, we're pretty tickled with the condition of our sheep. We're pretty tickled to have David on with us. And David, you'll be here for a full year. So you started in December, and your term will be up next December. So we're really hopeful for David. He's just a super young man. We're just so tickled to have him. We like men or women, doesn't matter. Young people that come in, they have good morals, have a passion and a super passion for learning regenerative agriculture. And we can work with that individual, but you got to have the passion every day. If you don't, no need to even apply. But David has it. He's excited about what we're doing here, and he's excited about his future in building a better world and healthy food, healthy soil, and healthy communities. So with that, David, I thank you so much, and
Thank you, Greg.
you bet. And everybody, we'll see you next time. On the way out, hit that subscribe button, and everyone have a happy new year, and we'll see you down the road.
Take care, gang.